We begin this hour with a CBC News exclusive. The Federal Department of Fisheries and Oceans has denied permit requests from Marineland Canada to export its 30 beluga whales. Marineland's doors have been closed this year, and there were hopes the whales would be sold to a theme park in China. The CBC's Katie Nicholson joins me now here in studio with these exclusive details. Katie, what have you learned on this?
Well, this is information from the DFO Minister, Joanne Thompson, who received this permit. It was up to her to decide, based on the well-being of the whales, what was in their best interest, to go to China, to Chimelong Ocean Kingdom, which is another theme park, or I guess right now it's sort of remain in Marineland. And ultimately her decision was that she was going to deny this request. She did not feel it was in the best interest of these mammals to go to another theme park. And I just spoke with the minister moments ago, and she told me that she visited Marineland herself last month in September, that she personally saw these belugas, told me she looked them in the eye and determined at that point that it was not in their best interest, that whales do not belong in a sort of a small contained space like a theme park. She talked about how she's from Newfoundland. She can't really get over often seeing whales in the wild. She called them majestic creatures. She referenced the act that was passed in 2019 and her duty as a federal minister to sort of uphold to the act, particularly around the captivity of whales and dolphins. And she felt ultimately this move would not be in their best interests. And now I guess here's a little bit of what she had to say to me about that trip that she took to Marineland.
It was a very difficult decision, but one that I feel was made in the best interest of the whales. The Fisheries Act, which is important in guiding the decision, is clear. Whales do not belong in tanks in captivity for entertainment purposes, and that really was at the center of the decision.
And again, she really spoke to how it is that visit also really underscored their health and what was, sort of what they needed. Clearly, she doesn't believe they belong there. And so the question is, right, what happens next?
Well, yeah, and this has been a very long, drawn-out process with the closure of Marineland to a degree, and we know that visitors weren't going there, of course, this season. So what does happen now with those beluga whales?
So there are advocates who have been calling for the building of a sanctuary. There is no such seaside sanctuary right now in North America. There is a sanctuary off the coast of Iceland. There was a project underway in Nova Scotia that is stalling right now, and people have been putting pressure on the federal government to perhaps get involved. I did ask the minister about that. She said she would love to see a whale sanctuary. She would like to see them go to a whale sanctuary, these belugas, but stopped short of committing to any kind of funding or sort of interceding, but said she is open to having discussions with stakeholders, that sort of thing. The question now for Marineland, she says, it's the well-being, the next steps for these animals is really going to rest with Marineland. And she says with the province. There have been discussions between the Solicitor General here in Ontario, which oversees animal welfare. She had a discussion with him over the last couple of days about her decision, which way she was leaning, that sort of thing. We heard from Premier Ford last week saying that his heart broke for these belugas and he committed to doing whatever he could to ensure that they have a good life. And he noted that, concerns that Marineland, which of course, as you said, didn't open this year, may run out of money. And of course, it's quite costly to look after these animals. So there are sort of like questions really to be unanswered about what happens next. We have questions into Marineland about this. I haven't heard back yet, as well as to the province. Premier Ford will be speaking a little bit later this morning. We hope to put a question to him about this as well.
Absolutely. We'll be monitoring for all of that reaction. Hopefully we'll have you back if there's any developments. Thank you for this. That is the CBC's Katie Nicholson reporting.